It is. It's the 4th of October. You know, it's dog. How many years has it been since I last saw you, man?
Dog, it's been a while. I can't even remember.
Yeah, I think it's about a good 2 to 3 years now. The last time we met, we were on radio,
Yeah.
and you told me you want to write a book, and you wrote the book. I took the book. I went home to KZN. I came back, and I love the book. And I think you know what? Before we go too far, let the people know who we're talking to. Holla at your boy. How you doing, my nigga?
The name is Nhlanhla Mhlongo, but I go by Mr. Ever Changing. The author of this book should be made into a movie.
I saw a lot of movement. We're gonna get to the book just now. I saw a lot of movement on social media. You got branded clothes written. This book should be made into a movie. And the thing is with that, you selling them clothes. Like, did you go into the clothing? How did that happen?
I've always had love for clothes. So, 2016, I had a brand called Ibangu.
Oh yeah,
So
like this on the cap.
I printed like this on the t-shirt, like this on the cap. I printed clothes. I didn't get any trajectory on it, so I stopped a bit.
Oh,
So now the people in my hood, they don't read much, but they said since they don't read, they don't mind having a t-shirt with the book on. So that's how I started printing t-shirts with my book on.
damn.
So thanks to them, Ibango is back again.
And that's through the book. All right, for those of you that don't know,
That's the power of the book, yeah.
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 For those of you that don't know, Nhlanhla and I met, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was before he wrote the book. The book is called "This Book Should Be Made into a Movie," and I'll tell you guys a little bit about my favorite chapters in the book. Parental advisory. It does have explicit content, but I love how you left nothing out in writing that book. I want to start with this. I want to start with the backlash. I want to hear about the people who did not like it and why they didn't like it. Let's take it to church. I know they might have had a lot of negative things. Give me some of the negative commentary that you got with the book.
Please don't think I'm making this up, but everyone who's read my book loves it, except for family. Family members are the only ones who don't like my book, just because of how I read about them. But everyone else on the streets loves the reality, loves how real it is.
And I love that because I love your family, by the way. I think your family is great. I love your family. Look, man, I think that is so ironic. We're gonna get into that because I think the book actually speaks a lot about family and what family is interpreted as when people are growing up. And I'm sure family had a lot to do with the story in the book. And
True.
you wrote the story as yourself. Is this a biography of some sort?
It is, bro.
But I mean, most people write their biographies when they way old and everything. What I'm trying to get to, what inspired you to just write a book so early in your life? And I mean, it's filled with a lot. I don't want to give it away a lot so that people hear it from you. But what made you feel like, you know what, I can do the first quarter of my bio? Because I feel like that's like the first quarter of your life, and it's got so many events. What made you say, you know what, I'm gonna tell this story no matter how early it is?
Well, while I was studying marketing, I started writing. As soon as I started writing, I fell in love with writing. So I've always had this feeling that I could write a book. Every book I read, I felt like I could write better. Or I could just make it have a better feeling than what the book is. So
Oh.
after a while, I knew that I wanted to write about myself, but I hadn't lived enough.
Oh.
So throughout all the things I've been through, made me say you could write a book now. And then something more happened, everything kept on happening too much
Exactly.
until I got to slow down and say, nah, this is the right time for me to write my book and tell my story.
Did you ever come across a near death experience in your life? Not in the book. I'm talking about your life.
The book is about my life. So
Come on, man,
yeah.
you gotta tell us. I want to know.
So yeah, I go through 4 in my book, my friend.
Near-death experiences.
Yeah. I
Damn.
go through 4 car accidents in the book. But all 4 are 4 different chapters.
Of your life.
Yeah. When you read it, you get it. But at now, it might sound like, yeah, this guy can't drive. But when you read it, it'll make sense to you.
Load shedding? Who cares? I'm at the podcast cafe.
The book is called This Book Should Be Made Into a Movie. I want us to get into the book right now, and I want you to tell me what the book is about.
The book is about my life story. Uh, I've always felt like I don't live a life like anyone else. I've always just felt different.
How long? You mean how long was this? Like, you mean like since how old were you? And can you give me some examples in terms of why?
They say there's an expiry date to everything, but I've always felt special, and that feeling has never left me. So I've always felt like whatever I do should make it. But I've always been procrastinating. I've always been putting things too off for no reason.
Did you?
So I felt like this was the right time for me just to put something out there and see what comes back.
And with your story, what kind of impact did you want your book to have on the readers?
I like the question, but at the same time, I don't want to answer it and sound like I'm too full of myself. So
No,
obviously,
you're not. You're being who you are.
whenever someone writes a book, obviously, we all want a big impact. We all want to blow up. We all want everyone to read the book. But for me, man, as long as it touches you somewhere, I'm good. As long as you just, even if it does nothing in your life, but you say, yeah, I liked it and I finished it, I'm happy.
Can I ask you one question? How did the book make you feel while you were writing the book? Because I think that's something that comes naturally to you. You can tell me how you felt then.
It's not a feeling you want to know.
That's why I'm asking you these questions.
Because, bruh, as soon as I started writing this book, I just felt like I was a genius. You know, it was a feeling I shouldn't feel. You know, because in life they tell you should have so much money in order to feel a certain way. But as soon as I started writing this book, I felt like I was on one, bro. And that's why my book is 385 pages. I couldn't stop writing because of that feeling.
What has been some of the reviews that you got from the people that have read the book?
The few people that have read my book love it. Some of them have told me that they're reading it twice. So that means a lot to me.
The reason why I'm asking is it goes back to what I asked you. The impact that it had on their lives. Do you think it would have made their lives better? Were there lessons in the book? And if there were lessons in the book, what kind of lessons can somebody who wants to buy the book, how would it help them? And what kind of lessons are they going to get from it?
This book, I mainly wrote it for the youth. I mainly wanted them to not go through what I went through. But after telling people I've got my book out, there's adults who started taking the book, buying it, and letting me know that they feel it. So this book is actually for everyone, bruh. Everyone over 18. You'll feel it and you'll make sure it'll do something to you.
What's your
I
favorite?
won't tell you what it does to you, but it'll do something to you.
What's your favorite part of the book?
Yo, my brother, the ending, just finishing it. It was
No,
it was a long journey, my bro.
As in, like, which are your favorite chapters? Like, in terms of what happens, like this episode, I like it because this and that happened.
My dog, every chapter is dope. I go hard everywhere. Well, every chapter should be your favorite. It's me, V2. I trust every chapter. I wrote it for your simple human being, Nhlanhla.
I like that fact that you say simple. I've noticed that even the language that you use is the type of everyday language.
That's
It seems
me.
to me like you did not worry about keeping it like professional or like for the avid reader. It's a type of book that every person in the street can actually can read. And I've noticed that some of the people that you got who've been reading the book are like your average type of people on the street. Why did you keep the language as informal as it was?
Um, I wanted to match depth with simplicity. So sometimes we don't reach out to the simple people. Just because you went to a good school, you wanna sound smart, you wanna sound well brought up. Yeah, I went to a good school, but I wanted to reach the simple folks. I didn't wanna. No one likes a smart ass, my brother.
All right. So tell me about your childhood, the first 10 years of you growing up. What primary school did you go to and how was life like for you?
What I can say is, my first part of my life, I lived a very fortunate life. I went to white schools, white primary school, white nursery school, white high school, but
Oh.
I've always been loved with the hood.
Oh, and this was probably way back when there was a few black people going to white schools.
Yeah, yeah.
And then how often would you go to, I would imagine, Ekasi?
I like the question because even in my book, I tell you from grade 1 to grade 7
Mm-hmm.
how many black kids were in my class and how many white kids were there.
What was that like, bro? Those days? Because I mean, nowadays, few young people understand what it was like when there was few black people going to white schools. What was that experience
My
like?
dog, we kids. So as a kid in V2, you don't feel anything, you don't see anything.
Is it?
Yeah. Whether you're black, whether you're white, as long as we're the same size, we cool.
So you would say that white kids didn't see color.
I wouldn't say that. Because everything I do, I speak from my point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Even this book is from my
Oh, I
point
see.
of view. It's from no one else's point of view.
What was your
It's how I
experience?
view it's how I view the world.
What was your experience going to school with white kids and you were one of the few black kids?
Being black is the best thing in the world, my brother.
Why?
They all fear us. They all fear us.
Are you talking about
You
break
don't have
fights?
to. You don't have to do anything in order to be feared. You can just be yourself and still be feared. You
Why do you
can
feel?
be as short as I am and still be feared just because of your character, just because of who you are and what you say. I was the biggest bully at my school, but I'm the smallest guy. Look at me, bro.
Why did you have like a big crew?
It's all me. It's all me, bro. Short as I am, bro. It's all me. And I was bullying some tallest white guys. They could have easily kicked my ass, but they didn't, bro.
All right.
I
And then,
was I was bullying them out of fear.
what do you mean out of fear?
Bruh, these guys are bigger than me. These guys are white. I'm black. I'm at their school. I'm bullying them, taking chances. But are they with it? They with it. They assume the position. They say, it's fine.
And then, Mofigaka, I see when you go to the township during the weekends or the month ends, was it the same? Were people scared of you? Were you bullying anybody?
When I'm in my hood, I'm at home, bruh. So it wasn't about finding yourself. You knew who you were already.
Oh.
So at home, I'm a guy who plays soccer. So they always looked at me to make it out of the hood. Short as I am, they looked at me to say, nah, he's gonna make it to the PSL.
Wow.
Yeah, it was me and another guy. The other guy made it. I just wrote a book.
And do you mind telling us which Kasi this was?
I can't because I don't mention any names in my book.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then high school, before you go out into the real world, what was high school like for you? And were there any changes that happened?
Oof. My bruh, when you read the book, you understand my life. everything that happened to me was a breeze. Boma, high school, primary school, real life, anything. It's a walk in the park. But it's all about where I go, my surroundings. But to me, it's always been a walk in the park.
So then, how would somebody who's never experienced your life, how would they relate to your book? Or in fact, few people in general who have had the kind of experience that you've had.
The reason I wrote the book it's because I felt like there was no one like me. It was the best way to separate myself from everyone. So even what I go through, I don't wish that on anyone else. I wouldn't want you to go through what I go through. It's rather you read my book and that's it. But nah, I wouldn't be a good role model telling you, yeah, go through nah.
How do you feel about South Africa today and young people today? We're growing up in a different time. You know, the experiences are different. What would be your advice?
I'm scared of these young guys at the moment. My
What?
dog, I'm scared of the way South Africa's looking at the moment.
What?
But since we're getting older, we need to let the new leaders take in charge. But I'm not happy with the direction, with the way things are going, bro. But I hope these young guys read my book and say, yeah, let's let him through at least. Marai, they don't listen to no one.
How do you feel about the people that are leading us?
My bro, I'm a kind of guy who lives in his own world. So whatever happens, happens. I'm ready for anything, but I can't have a feeling towards anyone, bruh. I can't say, ish, I hate him, or no, I love him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing him at the same time he's doing his job. So what else am I gonna do?
So why should people buy your book?
Yo, it's the realest thing you're ever gonna read. I don't make up anything. I don't bullshit. I don't embellish. Nana. It is what it is.
How do you feel about the shows on TV?
Oh. You should ask me that after this book has been a series or it's been a movie. But at the moment,
Load shedding? Who cares? I'm at the podcast cafe.
Mara, I've heard of Ginger. Young Tola. I heard he's a shit, Mara.
Who's Ginger?
It's sort of your Jola 99, Mara. They catch couples. They want to catch couples out cheating. So you swap phones. If you refuse to swap phones, Ginger's got a security guy. Jim Tola, he's got a serious guy. He's gonna make sure he gets your cell phone. So you guys exchange cell phones. I think it's for a minute to check if someone's cheating on each other. And yeah, most of I think all the time, bruh. There's never been a time where there's one couple that's safe. They all cheating on each other. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever been caught cheating
Nah.
in the book?
What kind of cheating, bruh? There's cheating in sports. There's cheating in everything, bruh. Everyone cheats, Mara. Yeah. Let me know what kind.
Can you pass me your phone?
Yo, he's starting.